So Shane, here we are. We're at the end of the Source to Sea Challenge, right in front of the Severn Bridge there in the background. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the whole experience for our followers to get a feeling of how you feel about the whole thing. One thing that I've been thinking about is I'm pretty sure that when I messaged you to say, did you want to do a challenge, I'm fairly sure you said yes before I'd even told you what the challenge was. Had I told you what the challenge was first, what would you have said? No. You said no.
Well, the stupidest thing, a lesson learned, is somebody asks you, I've got a challenge in mind, what is it, before you say yes. I think it's a very, very important lesson learned.
And why is that?
The pain and suffering. It's been a great challenge. Apart from all the pain and all the stresses and all the hardship and all that. Obviously, it's a very important cause. But yeah.
Alright, so let me put it this way then. If I was to give you a call in a few weeks' time and say to you, you fancy doing another challenge? In all honesty, from your heart of hearts, what would you say?
Well, if he phoned me on my mobile, I wouldn't answer it. He'd have to phone me on my house phone, so at least then I wouldn't know who called me. And then once I was speaking to him, then it'd be very difficult to say no. Obviously, it depends what it is. But no, it's been awesome. It's one of those once in a lifetime things, and it definitely is once in a lifetime. You ask me next year.
Alright, so what would you say has been the high point for you of the 6 days?
The high point? The blister. I got him on day one, and he's been with me ever since. And he's been my special friend, and he's looked after me all the way through this. Now the high point is the landscape, the views, the experience, just everything. It was so much to take in, apart from how hard it was. Just those things that you ordinarily never see. The landscapes, it's just amazing countryside. It's in the middle of nowhere, and you just don't appreciate it until you're actually there. So no, it was awesome.
And when you and I were at the Source, after I gagged on a banana, we were looking at that little stagnant pool that was there. And when you look out behind you now and you see this channel here 1.5 miles wide, it's quite hard to imagine that we've been there from the growth, isn't it, of that little pool to where we are now. And it's fantastic, isn't it? But there must have been some low points. Can you think of one?
The canal. The canal stretch. Because everywhere we've been up until yesterday afternoon, we had a bit of flow, we had a bit of help. And when we hit the canal, it's just still, and it was just so hard. Bearing in mind that was the 4th day as well. Energy levels, pain levels, everything. I mean, everyone was just so exhausted, and then you hit that. It's that final. If we could do that on the 1st day, which would be really weird geographically, but that was just absolutely the hardest point. That was, if anyone was going to break, it would be that point. But then everybody really, really did pull together. So I mean, that's the hard point. And also looking at Mark's face all the time as well.
Yeah, that must have been tough.
When he's struggling and I'm struggling, it's just bad news. But then you take comfort from that, because at least it's not just you. If I was the only one struggling and everyone else was smiling and having a great time, then something's wrong. But at least it's it's one of those just hard, but well worth it.
Worthwhile.
The amount of money we raised, donations are still coming in as well as we speak. So it's well worth it.
And have you got any messages for anybody either on the team or friends and family, people who support us? What would you like to say? Just last message on camera.
For me, thanks very much. Obviously, Kieran, my wife, mum and dad, sister, people close to home that have given me support messages along the way. Dan, obviously, Dan supported me as well. Obviously the team have been great, support team, everything. I mean, it's been hard for everybody. It's new to everybody. The experience and everything. It's been tough, and but supporters wise, I mean, obviously Mark will thank all the supporters, all the donators that helped him. Me on a personal level, you've got Phil Armitage, Jono and Jamie and Northern Diver. They've supported us with some great gear. Long may that continue as well with other challenges in the future. We'll be calling on them. Obviously the Sea Shepherd volunteers that are here with us as well, party at the end. it's been amazing support, because without that, I don't think we could have coped. It was, when it was raining on the second and the fourth day, when you're absolutely at your lowest, and then you have people cheering you on, you just really needed it, and that did help us. So yeah, to summarise, family, friends, my wife, not Mark, because I hate that man. But it's been amazing. It's been awesome.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Shane.
Thanks very much.
Here's to next year.
Cheers.